Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last video on Florence and the Machine. Their song, Dog Days Are Over, and how good it is to be able to say those words. So I trust you found that one encouraging. Well, we're going on to a lass that is not well and truly not scared to be herself. She's been dubbed as weird, but vibrant and progressive. This girl just encompasses so many different things that we just have to pay tribute to her today. The story started in 1948 in Spanish Town in Jamaica. Her dad was a politician and a minister, and the mum and dad moved to the United States, but Grace Jones, who we're talking about today, well, she stayed in Jamaica, but she would eventually move to the United States about the age of 13. Grace Jones was part of the 1960s hippie movement in Philadelphia, well and truly immersing herself in that. At the age of 18, she actually became a model. Grace Jones is quite elegant and beautiful, and the dark skin was just something that enabled her to really capture New York's imagination, including such icons as Yves Saint Laurent. So she became quite well known as a model and has had quite a big modelling career. But she was also a great singer, absolutely stunning singer, this girl. In 1974, Island Records came calling and signed her up, and in 1977 the album Portfolio was released. Now, the first song, one of her first hits, I Need a Man, was her first club hit in the club charts. Here we've got a live version of I Need a Man. Now, this is what I mean about Grace Jones. She's unique. Very unique. And through that uniqueness, she's an artist. She really and truly just breathes artistry on the stage, this girl. She's not scared to express herself. And she's not scared to actually also take the audience on for a bit of a ride. When you go to a Grace Jones concert, it's not a concert, it's an experience, and you tend to leave the world for a while. So we've got I Need a Man. And just listen to this voice here. It's very strong indeed, very powerful. There's something quite suave and sophisticated about it as well. There's just a lot of tones going on in her voice that makes her absolutely captivating. So we got I Need a Man below. 1978, the album Fame was released, and her shows were starting to become highly sexualised and very flamboyant indeed. Grace Jones is well and truly finding her character on stage. In 1979, the album Muse was released, and we got a studio version of On Your Knees below. In 1980, the album Warm Leatherette, and Grace was actually covering other artists, but she was really truly putting her own take on these songs, including Love is a Drug, the iconic hit from Roxy Music. We got the official clip of that one below. It is quite different to the original, and this is what makes Grace Jones quite unique, is her interpretation not only of music but of life. And so we've got an official clip of that one below. So we've got an album in 77, 78, 79, 80, and they just kept going. In 1981, one of her most successful albums, Nightclubbing, was released. This got to number one in the NME charts, and it got into the top 10 in 5 countries around the world. And a song that Sting actually wrote, Demolition Man, was a song that Grace Jones also would sing. We've got a live version of this one below. This is an incredible version of this song. According to Sting, it's all about politicians that cross the line for voting. And so it's all about, hey, I'm going to come in, I'm going to muck up conversation, I'm going to stifle the mood, Demolition Man. This song just kind of works for Grace Jones in many ways, because she, as I said, very expressive, and just really tells it as it is at the same time. So it's a perfect song for Grace Jones to sing. So we've got a live version of that one below. 1982, so 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. Living My Life. We've got official clip of this one below. Here we are with her trademark look. We've got the flat top haircut, the smooth skin, the silky kind of look. Living My Life was an iconic song for Grace Jones. Because she had been so busy, we've got 6 albums in 6 years. She tried to have a bit of a break for a while, but she started to do a few other things, including acting. And of course, James Bond was in the 80s was the Roger Moore era. And in the movie A View to a Kill, Grace Jones made an appearance as one of the henchmen, one of the main henchmen in that movie. And here we've got a scene of her sparring with the main villain. As you can see here, she's just the person to capture this character with all the complexity and all the tenderness actually at the end of this character ends up possessing, to really capture Mayday in all of her glory. So Grace Jones was nominated for a couple of awards for that screen appearance. Well, this brings us forward to the year 1985. Now, 1985 was a massive year for albums. It's almost like the industry got together and said, hey, you know what, let's make 85 the year and let's really pull out all of the stops and make some amazing albums. Well, Grace Jones was no exception. Enter Trevor Horn. Now, Trevor Horn is music production royalty. He had already come to the world with Video Killed the Radio star from the Buggles. He was also involved in the production of Yes's iconic Owner of a Lonely Heart. And he was very just so different. And also the band Art of Noise as well. He was just so different and so eclectic with the way that he goes around his production business. And to actually pair him with Grace Jones, which would be the album Slave to the Rhythm, which would be a concept album. It was absolutely match made in heaven. And this album, when it was absolutely huge for Grace Jones, it sold 1 million copies worldwide. Now, before I get on to Slave of the Rhythm a little bit more, I've got a live version of this one below from the Prince's Trust in 2004. Now, this was an amazing night, this one. This clip's popped up a few times. We've got a live version of Video Killed the Radio star, which I looked at a little while ago. Trevor Horn got a bit of acknowledgement, and then Grace Jones comes along and sings Slave to the Rhythm. Now, this is Grace Jones in all of her glory. This is what makes Grace Jones so captivating and so compelling as an artist. She really does actually just take the audience along for not just music, but an adventure. And this is well and truly what Slave to the Rhythm was. She would advocate that life is for living. Life is one of these things that we do. It's not one of these things that is there for us to make the most of, to enjoy, to appreciate, to get carried away in, not just a day-by-day work thing that happens day after day after day. There's more to life than just that. We don't just eat, sleep, work. We just don't do that on repeat. No, life is for living. And Slave to the Rhythm, normally when you think about slave, you think about someone who is under a master. Well, in a songwriting sense, with rhythm being the master, we're talking about someone who absolutely loves the rhythm. Someone who not the rhythm of music, but the rhythm of life. This enables us to, I suppose, capture the nuances and the rhythms of the waves and the air and the leaves going through the trees and everything else that makes life. To appreciate life for everything that it has to offer. And Slave to the Rhythm is really a little bit saying, look, I don't want the eat, sleep, work thing. I don't want that. I really don't want that. I want to be able to experience life for more than that. And so this enabled, Slave to the Rhythm gave Grace Jones a vehicle, I think, to really express what she believed about life. And certainly her life has been a testament to how different and eclectic you can actually make it. So we've got an incredible version of Slave to the Rhythm below. Weird, vibrant, progressive is Grace Jones. Components of disco, new wave, post-punk, art, music, industrial and reggae. She's got all sorts of stuff going on in her particular genre of music. Between 1977 and 2008, there's been 10 studio albums, 10 compilation albums, 1 remix, 56 singles. She sold at least 1 million, if not more, albums. She's deemed the 82nd out of 100 music women in rock and roll, and the 40th dance artist on the according to Billboard. She's influenced such people as Annie Lennox and Lorde, and she's also been awarded the Q Idol Award. And so Grace Jones well and truly has been not only acknowledged by the fans, not only the model industry, she's also dabbled in movies, including an iconic James Bond movie, and she just really has been a person that has brought her own personality onto the world. So it's well and truly good to be able to give Grace Jones a go today. So the links to those 7 clips are in the description below. And I've also included my last video from Florence and the Machine. So if you want to recap on them, feel free. Well, if this is your first time, the Life Reflection through music, or you've come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. Well, that's it for today. Next time we're going to get on to King Crimson. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.